Hey, what's up guys? Jack here, and today we're going to be talking about god builds, and we're going to be talking about Amaterasu. So this kind of goes for warriors in general in a way. You know, a little bit of items would be different. So if you guys want to see any specific god that you want to build guide on, just leave it down in the comments and I'll be sure to do it for you. So let's have a look at god builder. There's many different roles you can play Amaterasu in different game modes. I'm going to split the video into different game modes. You can click on annotations to go whatever game mode you like to see. So first I'm going to be talking about Conquest, and in Conquest first, which is a main role, I'm going to be talking about Solo. Now, Solo clear isn't the greatest, so if you're against Physical God, you could start off with an item like Mystical Mail. And then boots wise, right now, you can either go for Reinforced Greaves or Ninja Tabai attack speed boots, because I know some of you be thinking, oh, what about Warrior Tabai? No, Warrior Tabai gives power, and power on warriors, direct power on warriors, isn't worth it because their abilities, I'll show you now, don't scale very well. These 60%, 50%, 60%, so that's not very good scaling. So building power on warriors is kind of a waste, so you want to look more towards the defense items and the penetration items, which help more with the base damage. Because look, 400, 420 base damage there, another 300, and it ult gives a lot as well. So you get a lot of base damage, all you need is penetration for that base damage to come through. So look, you're doing over, you know, if you use these two abilities, you're almost doing 1,000 damage. More than that. A lot more. I'm at rank. I mean, not exactly, but you know, you got the protection items that are gonna scale it down a little bit, but still, it's a lot of damage. And scaling doesn't add a lot to it because it's low, so the power items aren't really that good. So let's go back to God Builder. So say you're in solo lane and you want to be the frontliner in this game. You know, there's loads of situations that you could build it. Like, you can be more offensive and get more of the, you know, more penetration items and stuff like that. If you're going to be more offensive, if your team's not very frontliney, but if you want to be the, like, the bruiser, you could get, and the enemy team's got loads of CC, so they've got loads of Yamias, you know, stuns flying about everywhere. You can get Reinforced Greaves, which is a really good item. And then, another item you can get is Frostbound. I mean, this you know, section here is just going to be situational items. It's not going to be like a, you know, set out build. It's just going to be loads of items you can get in a situation. The Frostbound is very good at item. Her attack speed's quite high, so you can reapply the debuff quite often. And yeah, you can stick to your target, get a high kill potential. Oh yeah, just remember to get Mystic Mail in lane, by the way. Start for that item, Mystic Mail. And then you can get an offensive item if you like, or you go more defensive items. So say Urchin. Urchin's a very good item on all warriors, not even on support. It's just a really good item. It's got loads of protections when you stack it up, and it's not that expensive really, and it gets a lot of health and mana, so it's a very good item. And then you can look towards maybe an offensive item if you like Kins. Works very well with their auto attacks because their base auto attack is very high, and Kins is very good in it. And you can maybe, so see if you get another pen item like Executioner, it gives more attack speed, so the Kins are very good. So let's have a look at the build again. So best way to Valor, cooldown, her abilities are more often, her ults are more often, better teamfight presence. So yeah, it's a very good item. So if you want more offensive items, you can swap out some of these items if you want for like pen. So let's have a look. Void Shield is a very good item because, you know, you're a warrior, physical protections, and it reduces enemies' physical protections by 55. So that's a lot. And it does it to all the enemies in the 20 yard radius, so all your hunters and all your physical gods are going to be getting an extra boost damage, and it's a really good item. Let's put that in there. And then you can get maybe Executioner. Works really well with her. Or you could get, you're going to be more of a team player, and you've got a Hell in the enemy team, and they've got hunters. You can get Beat Stick. It's got anti-heal on it. So these are very, I'd say like core items on her, and they're quite situational. So, say if you want to be more offensive, you can get rid of maybe you can get rid of Frostbound. Maybe you can get rid of one of these protection items. I'd get rid of Frostbound if you want to be more offensive, and get the Executioner, Kins, get rid of that. But yeah, and get rid of Void Shield. So this is quite an offensive build. You can pause the video. You can look at all the items if you want, but there's loads of different items that are situational on there. So all these items that I just mentioned are very good. And also another item is Discord. You can get this. You can swap it out for an item late game because it costs a lot. Or if you're ahead, you can just get it straight away if you like. So it wouldn't be like your 4th or 5th item in maybe. Like if your last item. It's quite expensive, so I'd get it near the end. But it's a very good item. Look, it gives 60 physical protection, 60 magical protections. But with magical protections, like if you're installing, I wouldn't go directly for magical protections unless they have a lot of magical gods like Freya and Kronos and stuff like that. Deal a lot of constant magical. But usually you don't, because it's the way that the mage's damage work. It's in big chunky numbers. Health is better against it rather than magical protections, and it's more important to build physical protections because you're the hunters that deal constant physical damage with their auto attack. So building more physical protections is what you need to do. So let's have a look at her support. She can play support as well. So again, you can either go for ninja or warrior or reinforced greaves. In support, I'd usually get reinforced greaves, and then you can get a team item like a Sov. It's actually a really good item for yourself as well, because I know some of you saying, "Oh no, it's only got 30 physical." But if you read the passive, it also adds another 30 with the aura, so you get 60 physical protections to yourself in total, which is a lot. And it's 200 health, and the item is quite cheap, and it gives your team 30 protections as well, so it's a very good support item. And then again, you can go for an urchin. You can go for a breastplate of valor maybe, and then you can get maybe a team item again, or a counter item. Say you're against 3 hunters and a Freya or something, you can get Witchblade. You can get you can counter build and stuff like that. You can get Kins again maybe. It's quite to add a little bit more damage into your tanky build. And again, you can get all these items that I mentioned earlier. It's very situational. You can get Frostbound again. You can get Discord again. Late game. So the solo and support builds are quite similar, but you could add more team orientated items like the Sov and the Heart Ward in there. So, and Void Shield's also an aura item, so that's good in support as well. But it depends what you're against, guys. Like, there isn't a set build for each game. Every game your build's going to be different. So these items in support are very good here. So you want to look at these items. And then there's a jungle role as well that you can play in. The jungle role is going to be a similar build to the solo role again. Yeah, I haven't been adding starter items. Like, starter items are pretty, the same each game. So, well, depending. Actually, no, not really. In solo it'd be different, but jungle, the jungle starts and the support starts with watchers and stuff like that. So we're just talking about the core items here. Jungle, I would get Ninja Tabai in jungle, and then it's up to you. You could go for a protection item straight away, or you can get an offensive item like Frostbound. You can get Execution straight away if you like. Yeah, then you can get a physical protection item, maybe Breastplate of Valor. Maybe an Urchin then. Urchin's good in jungle. And support. It's better than... Urchin's better in support and jungle than it is in solo. I know, yeah, I'd still build it in solo, but the stacks get much higher when you're playing support and jungle roles because you get more assists, you're rotating a lot around, so either the Urchin's very good. And then you can look towards an item like... Maybe another defense item like... I don't know, you can get another Void Shield again if you like, you can get... it's situational. So you can get Kins again here. Jungle's more an offensive role, so you don't need as much tanky items, but to finish off you could get like a Discord again or something. So this is quite a decent build here. Got a lot of physical protection and it's got a bit of offensive items. But yet again, even though you're playing jungle and you solo as an assassin maybe, you can get more tanky items again. So it's very situational, like I keep on saying. You can put a void shield in there for physical protections, you can get against hunters, you can get Nemean, I good against hunters. There's loads of situational items that you can get on her. So these builds I've been mentioning do apply to a lot of warriors in general. Maybe not the Kins. Kins doesn't really work well on most warriors. Only works on the high attack speed ones. That have high base damage. Not high base damage, high auto attack base. So I do these builds on all warriors. Maybe not. Some warriors might be different, but some warriors you get Jotuns, like Tyr, you get Jotuns, for the cooldown, and Kins, I wouldn't get that on most warriors. So I can make more warrior guides in the future, like different warriors, but the builds are going to be quite similar, those items I've mentioned today. So yeah, let's go to a different game mode. Let's talk about 1v1. Now 1v1, you don't really play Amaterasu that much, but if you want, you mix it up a little bit, you want to have a bit of fun, you can play Amaterasu if you like. And in 1v1, you don't get as much, protections, because you're not against 5 people that are going to hurt you, you're against 1 person. So you want a more offensive build. So you start off with Ninja Tabai, and then you can get maybe Frostbound, and then you can go into maybe a Breastplate of Valor, and then you can get Kins, or you can get Titan's Bane first actually. Yeah, Titan's Bane is a mandatory item for physical gods in Joust because of the structure damage, and Bull Demon King, you need Titan's Bane to kill it very fast. And then you could get an item like Kins again, it's really good in Amaterasu. And then for the last item, if you're struggling against a hunter, that's wrecking you can get Nemean. You can either swap Nemean out for Breastplate of Valor, or you can get both items. So this right here is a very good 1v1 build. This is what I'd get against like a hunter or something. So if you're not struggling against the hunter, you can get maybe another offensive item. There's loads of the 1v1 builds are quite different. A good item is, where is it? The good 1v1 item. This is a good item. It's kind of like a pen item in a way. It's very good. And there's loads of stuff you can get. You might want to get a beat stick. You're against the Hell, you're against the Aphrodite, you're against, again, hunters, build lifesteal. Beat stick's also a very good item. Put Nemean here as well, because Nemean, against hunters you would get Nemean most of the time, because if you don't build Nemean they're going to build crit, which is going to hurt. But if you have Nemean they're not going to build crit, because Nemean, as you know, counter crits. It's weird how it works. It's like the reflect, it reflects more with crit, it's weird. But yeah, this is quite a good 1v1 build. Again, if you're against a magical god, I suggest only getting 1 magical protection item, so usually it's going to be Bulwark. This is the best physical, the magical protection item. There's a lot of health, and that passive is really OP. But if you're against Hell or Healer, you can get Pestilence, which is also a very good magical protection item, because 80 protection and 200 health, it's a brilliant item. So there's other game modes as well. I'd say the other game modes are kind of the same. There's 3v3 Siege. They're kind of the same in a way. So in those game modes you can have a bit more fun if you want. You could go all out offensive builds. You can go full tank, but have a bit of fun. So this is a build that I do in 3v3 sometimes. I'll show you it now. It's a full tank build, and it actually has a lot of damage, as I mentioned before, with the base damage. And you don't die, literally. It's funny. You can like 2v1 squishies. It's really fun. So I'll show you this build now. I get like I don't know, and then I get Breastplate of Valor. I get a Kins again. I always get Kins on it. And then I'll get like a Discord. And then I'll get like Sov for the No, I won't build in this order, but these are the items that I'd get like Sov off the Reinforced Greaves or something. But yeah, this is the build that I do in 3v3 sometimes. very tanky. You cap out your physical protections with these items, and you get a lot of magical protections as well because of Discord and Urgent, and it's really insane. So this build is nuts. Like, I love to play this build in 2v3. Like, I know it's full tank. Sometimes I'm even top damage, even with this build. You know, you can fight for ages with this build. So you're there. The squishies are like, especially the mages, you're just there in the faces, and they can't do anything about it. They can't damage you, and you're just there dealing a lot more damage to them. So yeah, I know I see a lot of people building power on warriors and not enough defense, and it's like, no, why do you do this? Like, I see a lot of people building transcendence on warriors, and I'm like, no, don't do it. Because power, it really isn't worth it on warriors, guys. You want to look more towards defense items and penetration. That is your core for warriors. And, you know, team-orientated items as well. You're not the damage well, you deal. Say if you build full power, and you see another warrior with defense items and pen, you're not going to deal that much difference in damage. So if you had a 1v1 against the other warrior, the one with the defense items and the pen's going to win, because he's going to deal similar damage anyway, because the scaling on the abilities aren't that high. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching, and if you want to see any of the gods that you want to suggest, just leave it down in the comments and I'll do that god for you. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.